Hey, I'm Mark,
And I'm Chris.
and we're the leftovers.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I did not agree to that.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Mark.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Are you
for
awake?
a nap.
Are you awake over there? Let's wake up, man. It's a good day.
Give me a reason to wake up.
It's an awesome day, Chris.
Yeah, 7 a.m. I don't think so.
It's awesome. It's always awesome, especially this time of year.
What time of year is it,
The
Mark?
holiday seasons.
It's the holiday season.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Why not?
All over the world.
See, you go and sing. There's nothing. No.
Yeah, they're right up on us, right? Good time, good people. Hopefully, good food. I like some good food.
Hopefully, good people.
You like some good food? Which one's better, good food or good people? Yeah.
I don't eat people, so food.
Good food
That would
is
make me cannibalistic. So
cakes and pies, they're good. I like both.
nice, moist turkey.
Is there any kind of cake you would say no to?
Yes.
Be honest. Really? There's a no cake? What is the no cake for you?
Someone made a peach cake.
Uh-oh.
It was nasty.
I might be a no on that one as well.
There are certain kinds. I just can't think of them right now.
Peach cake.
But
Is that
you'll-
like peach flavor?
Yeah.
Or it's like has peaches on it?
In it.
Oh.
Or they'll use peach juice.
Yeah, I think you've just found a cake I'd say no to.
Because, I mean, I'd do strawberry cake in a
Oh,
pinch.
yeah. Pineapple
Carrot
upside
cake.
down. Pineapple upside down. Carrot cake does not taste like a carrot, though.
But it has carrots in it.
That's what they say.
I've seen
think it's
I've
just a
seen
name.
somebody who made it with carrots.
It doesn't taste. It's not like a. Yeah. It's not like a
Doesn't taste
sweet
like a
potato
carrot?
pie or something. Sweet
See, I don't
potato
like
pie
sweet
tastes
potato.
like sweet potatoes.
I don't like sweet potato.
I don't either.
No, you're right there. You gave me one. Pineapple upside down. I don't like pineapple cake.
Man, I do. I'm going to go for that one.
Do you like collard greens?
No, but I could eat them.
Yeah, I could eat them too.
Yeah. I eat a salad. I mean, what's really the difference?
Kale salad.
Yeah, kale. Kale smoothie.
I can't do kale.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
We're going back to the food episode.
What are we doing here? So here's what I wanted to talk about.
This is the day before Thanksgiving, so
When it comes to holidays and the cakes and the pies are all good, but what about the meat? Ham, turkey, to be exact.
gotta be moist.
That's usually what we have this time of year.
Do you
like dry.
I was going to say, do you like it dry or
Some
moist?
like dry turkey,
Like you.
like me. Others like wet turkey.
Moist.
It's red inside.
No. No. Cooked all the way through.
Cooked through
but
and
the
through,
but the
but
juices
juicy.
aren't cooked completely out of it.
I hear you.
Do you? Because you're
I
looking
hear
at me
you.
like you don't.
Some people, Chris, go and kill their own turkey for their family to have a feast.
Go for it.
Go and kill their own turkey to have a feast. Now, I've never done that. Never killed my own turkey to have a feast. But if necessary, I probably could.
Yeah.
I'd try anyway. Turkey might not let me. I'd give it a shot. We might be eating roots and grass or something that day.
Turkeys are sneaky.
Well, I think they're dumb.
You'd think so.
I
until
do
you try-
think so.
Until you go out there and try to kill one.
And then they're going to be sneaky. Yeah, when they cross the road at 25 at a time, I could take out one or two of them. I wouldn't have to shoot them at all. I just run them over. In this state, roadkill is yours.
Yep.
You can take it home with you.
No, that's what
Raccoon.
people don't realize is people think that going out and hunting is so easy. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's not easy. You think that you just go out there and you sit for a while, you put your gun up and then and
Blast them.
blast them. I mean, depends. I mean, you've got to worry about the kind of ammunition you use. What
You do?
What kind of gun you use?
How's your aim? How's the wind?
Yep.
Did you take a shower the night before?
Yep.
Apparently that makes a big difference. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Well, because I mean, these animals have had to.
They can
Work.
smell you before you ever see them.
Yeah, they've got to worry about being prey.
Yeah.
So I mean, their sense of smell is amazing. So I mean, they can smell your perfume scented body wash you did the night before.
You know what they say? If you smell yourself, others been smelling you for 3 days. You ever heard that?
Yes, I have. But no, when it comes
Was it
to
actually 3 days, or did you hear a different saying?
well, I've heard if you can smell you, people have
They've already
you for a
smelled
while.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So I have killed animals for eating. Now, the ones I killed were not worth eating, but I have eat others people's kills. Deer, squirrel. You ever had squirrel?
Nope.
No. You ever plan on eating a squirrel?
Not unless the world's coming to an end.
I'm with you on that one. Once you've seen a squirrel skinned, it's a rat. It's a rat. They're cute little animals when they've got the fur coat on.
So there's a difference between rats and
Is there?
squirrels.
You ever seen them both skinned? They look identical.
That I get that,
Yeah.
but
Rat will eat anything.
Yeah. Squirrels eat
They're
certain
just eating their
things.
meat, though. Not eating their intestines. You ever gutted a squirrel, Chris?
No.
It's pretty gross.
I can honestly say I've never gutted an animal.
It's gross. There's a smell there you just cannot get away from. When you take the guts out of an animal, it smells. It's not like
We're talking about killing animals. I have a little question for you. Do you think that we should hunt animals for sport?
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not either.
I think that animals have their place, and I do believe they can be used for food. But as far as killing them to get something off of them for show, I'm totally against.
All right, here's a question. Say that you have a farm of...
That's a dream.
It is. But say you have a farm of goats and sheep and whatever. And...
Don't know about the whatever on that one. Goats and sheep, okay.
Okay, you have goats and sheep. And a horde of wild boars come out of the middle of nowhere. You're not necessarily going to kill those boars for their meat. So would you still kill... If they're going to come around, destroy your farm, kill your animals, would you not kill them first?
I would say yes. But why not eat them? I mean, that wouldn't be your number one goal in that instance.
No.
But why we wouldn't let it want to go to waste? I don't think. Bacon, right?
Well,
A couple of hams.
so I was listening to one guy, excuse me, I was talking, not talking to that.
You
I
were
was
talking
watching,
to him.
No.
He wasn't talking back.
It was on YouTube. I saw a guy, and people were talking about wild animals coming in and destroying their farms and stuff. And he was talking about how there was a horde of like 20 wild hogs that was coming into his farm, destroying his crops. And then they started coming in and killing his animals. So he decided he was going to stay up one night and took out the entire horde. And
Smokehouse was full.
well, he said that he was not going to eat those because of the surrounding areas, and that there's no telling what parasites and all this stuff, because they're wild animals. They don't have the vaccinations that regular animals get.
Deer, squirrel, raccoons,
Yes, but those
groundhogs.
are
They're wild as well.
but they eat deer, squirrels. They don't eat other meat. They eat plants and stuff that digest. That's different. Whereas these wild hogs are what's it called when they eat both meat and plants?
Herbivore is plant eater. Carnivore is a meat eater.
Omnivore. That's what it is. We're omnivores. We eat plants.
We
we
Does
eat
that include
plants
cakes and
meat.
pies?
Yes.
Okay. I'm that.
And so the some of the meat that they eat,
The wild boar
yeah, could mess with the meat,
of their own.
yeah, of their. And so it's like that,
Bacon.
That's just not something you
I
would
got you.
want to eat.
Yeah. Yep. I have eaten squirrel, deer, rabbit.
And I don't
Groundhog.
think there's anything wrong with that.
I've done all that. But when I was coming up, when I was a youngster, a couple of days ago,
Back in the dark ages.
in the day, they when my father would take me and my brother hunting, his deal was, if we shot it, we're eating it.
Yep.
And you didn't shoot it just to look at it die. That's just wrong. You shot it and you ate it. And we did. And if you didn't want to eat it, you didn't shoot it. Made it pretty simple,
Yep.
you know. So, in the day, Chris, did you ever watch the Waltons?
Nope.
Da 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 da.
That's not going to change.
Da, 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 da. It's still not happening.
No.
Well, I used to enjoy the Waltons. And there was an episode that would come on this time of year. I probably watched it in repeat mode. But John Boy, the oldest son, shot a wild turkey for Thanksgiving. And I don't remember exactly how the show went, but it was a big deal. He shot the wild turkey to feed the family for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I was wondering, this episode is about guns. Okay? If you didn't know that, you couldn't tell that about talking about cakes and pies and whatnot. We're talking about guns.
No, you want to talk about guns. I want to talk about meat. But we'll talk about guns. Continue.
We'll get back to eating there, Chris. Let's talk about how we get it to our table.
Okay.
What we're talking about. So, are TV shows such as The Waltons, and trust me, that is the lamest example I have on here, is The Waltons, but are TV shows responsible with their airing of fictional characters using weapons? Question mark. Or should they have to be responsible for airing fictional characters using weapons?
What do you mean responsible?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Sort of. So if you show, okay, let's say Chris has a television program and it airs once a week, 7 p.m. on CW. That's your program.
Okay.
And in this program, it shows people shooting one another on a regular basis. Like it's regular life. That's how we live life. We're shooting one another.
Okay.
Boom, boom. And so if person A really enjoys Chris's program on the CW, and they watch this on a regular basis, maybe watch reruns, because, you know, I told you about John Boy Walton's killing the turkey. He had to shoot it. So I remember that episode from a child to an adult. And so if someone is ingrained with a program, such as you have made here, hypothetically, and someone is just enthralled with your television program, and you've got people on there getting shot on a regular basis, killed, and is that putting in someone's mind
No.
something it ought not be?
No, that doesn't. They've made this case for over well, I won't say 2 decades. Well, I could say 2 decades because it's
You could say 3 if you wanted to.
When was Columbine?
90s? Late 90s?
I want to say 95.
I think later. But anyway, go ahead.
But I mean, that was the whole ordeal with, they were talking about at Columbine how, it was all these movies about killing. It was all the video games that have all the murder in it. And it's not true.
Well,
these kids were already messed up in the head. Or one of them was, and just the other one wanted to be a follower and got dragged along. Just the fact that they like these movies and I don't know what I was going with that.
Don't you think, though, television programs influence, especially younger people? Well, they're very influential. at the certain ages that if you filled your mind with, I know we were talking earlier about the Smurfs. You never watched the Smurfs.
Nope.
By the way, that's an 80s cartoon. If you didn't know. But if you inundated yourself with the Smurfs 16 hours a day, eventually you're going to be singing the Smurfs in la 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 la. It's going to be in your head, and you're not going to be thinking about racing or football or whatever. The Smurfs is going to be on your mind.
Just because something's on your mind isn't going to make you do anything. I mean,
not necessarily.
There are people that are, I won't say obsessed, but they really like horror movies, or they really like the slasher type movies. But they're never going to go slash somebody up.
But do you think it puts them closer to it than someone who would not watch that? I mean, it's hypothetical, but that's what we're here for.
I mean,
in their mind, because you put something on your mind enough, whether it be something as dramatic or drastic as a slasher movie, or something good, if you put something positive on your mind over and over and over, chances are, even if it's 1% happier than you would have been without positivity. If you inundated yourself with the slasher movie.
See, when it comes to that stuff, I kind of think it only moves one way. I don't think that listening or watching something happy makes you happier or makes you feel better. All I think is the more negative that you view something can only move you downward. We were listening to a song before this started, and you thought it was
don't bring that up, please.
You thought that song was very depressing.
Yes, it brought me way down, like 3 notches.
Well, see, that's where there's 2 different views on that. You take it as a depressing song. I feel it as an uplifting song because it's somebody that it's somebody out there who has some of the same feelings I have and puts it out there into the music that he produces, and it helps certain people like myself understand that I'm not the only one who has these feelings. I'm not the only one who goes through the struggles of having these feelings of low and uncontrollable. So that kind of music, and I mean, you think it's depressing, but to me, it actually brings me up.
Not necessarily the style, but that very song seemed very depressing to me.
To you, because you don't, that's where there's chocolate and vanilla. You try to...
Where have I heard that before?
From your own mouth. Too much.
So between the Waltons episode that I mentioned, John Boy killing a turkey, and Pulp Fiction, John Travolta shooting a guy in the face in the backseat of the car, 2 totally different instances.
Yes.
Using weapons. The gun was made to kill. Not to maim, not to wound, but to kill.
Correct.
And so, if someone inundated themselves, and this is an extreme case, I'm sure.
But before you go there, just because something is made for something, is that the only way it can be used?
Yes.
Okay.
Expound?
I will. TNT, dynamite.
TNT.
Do you think it was made to be used in war?
I have no idea. I mean, you blow rocks up with it to construct a building. They use that quite a bit.
That was the original use, was to blow rock.
Mm-hmm.
But now we use that same concoction in weapons of war to blow people up.
All right.
So just because something is made for something,
You can't comb your hair with a gun.
could.
I mean, let's be real.
My fingers aren't made to comb my beard, but
But
I sit there
you
and I use
get
it.
what a gun is made for. It's made to kill.
I didn't say that. I said that it can be used for other things.
Like what?
Protection.
That's killing.
No. Someone comes into your house, breaks into your house.
You're going to kill them with a gun. If you pull out a stick
It is-
and
it
hit
is-
them, that's different than shooting them.
Here's what I'm saying, though. Just because you have that gun, you don't even have to fire it. It's been proven it's been proven that some intruders, a lot of intruders, that just hearing that rack of a shotgun will scare them away. Not every time, but a lot of times.
Get you a recording, not a gun. A gun is meant to kill, period.
You can't tell the difference between a recording of something and
Sure you can. But I'd much rather them hear a recording than the next thing they hear is the pearly gates. That's what a gun's for.
Okay.
There's no other.
who's to say they don't have a gun?
I didn't say it.
So it's your life for their life.
Yeah. Take mine.
That's your
I'm good to go.
That's your feeling.
I'm good to go. You can't scare me with heaven.
Okay. What about
What about your family?
yeah? What about your mother? What about your father? What about your kids?
I would just hope that I never got in that situation. Because
You can't-
if you put anybody in a corner, they're going to react. If you put a little mouse in a corner and you come at him, he's going to react,
Yeah.
right? You put anybody in a corner, they're going to react.
It's called fight or flight.
Everybody has it, and you really don't know how it's going to turn out.
Nope.
But anyway, a gun is made to kill. We know that. It's plain and simple. But does this fictitious world give gun violence almost a glorified platform? Question mark. Talking about movies and television programs.
Yeah.
Do a lot of movies not give, and I mean, we're talking about guns today, but you could intersect a lot of things into that line. Do movies give this thing a glorified platform?
The only thing I think that guns and movies and stuff like that, it just desensitizes you for the news or
Desensitize you. You mean if you watch enough gun violence on television, you're desensitized for real world gun violence?
on the news when you see it like face to face. Like I can watch movies and video games where that stuff happens and it not faze me. But when I saw quite a bit of what's in the news about Israel and Palestine, it made my gut wrench. I mean, that's why they tell you that that's why they have a rating on video games like M17 or NC-17 or mature or stuff like that, is because they want you to be of age to process the difference between real and fake.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can remember kids in high school when I was 15, middle school, talking about playing Grand Theft Auto and how cool it was. You could go around, you could beat up the hooker over there on the street. But
They sure talk funny in your middle school.
they do. Yeah. I mean, it was middle school. What do you expect?
Everybody talks funny. You don't have your 21-year-old voice just yet, do you?
No. But I mean, that when you're that young, you don't have the process in your mind of like real and fake. Really, you do. To
I
an
think
extent,
it's there.
You do to an extent, but
But those kids there, younger teens, are the most susceptible to doing stupid.
Yeah.
And the school shootings and all are attest to that.
Well, school shootings is more attuned to our mental health problems in this country.
But would you not say or suspect maybe what we show on the airwaves when it comes to gun violence could, like I said before, even if it's 1%, could be a very small percentage, raise that level in someone's mind that it's okay to, of course, when they try to shoot their gun 75 times in a row without reloading, they'll realize that was just for the movies. It's not real life.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in real life.
No. And when you kill somebody in real life, guess what? They don't respawn. They're gone.
Or they're not in another movie.
Yep. They're not in the next movie, right?
They're done with.
Yep. That'd be a good video game for kids to play. Once you kill somebody, they never get to play again.
There are games that...
I have heard such.
There are games that you can have that if you die, you can't get back into the game.
I think it would be if. If I played it, it would be when. Because I'm terrible at those games. There's so many movements on your weapon. It's left, right, up, and down, but there's angles and it's just very difficult. Very difficult for me.
In other words, you're just terrible at video games.
I am terrible. Me and my son was playing one of those shoot 'em up games, and you would know Call of Duty.
Okay.
And it was he against me. And we're in a neighborhood or something, like at the end of the cul-de-sac. I'm in the house across the road from him.
Playing Nuketown.
Nuketown, okay. And he said, I'll make it very simple on you. I'll use a knife. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not seconds into it. He's behind me slashing my throat. I couldn't even shoot him.
I don't think he was slashing your throat. I think he was just stabbing you in the back.
So I'm shooting in circles. I look like an idiot. But yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. But does that kind of thing desensitize you from real life?
If you overdo it, yeah.
Which most kids probably overdo. If you play NBA, I was going to say 2K13. Boy, that was going to date me.
Which game? Okay.
But if you play the NBA game, you think you could play in the NBA, by the time you're done playing for the whole summer, not going to bed at 1 or 2 in the morning because you're online playing with friends?
No, I think playing NBA 2K or Madden doesn't make you think that you can be in the NBA or
you've improved your skill level in your mind.
It makes you want to improve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in your mind, you've already done it. You've already improved. Like I said before, maybe it's just 1%, small percentage. But in your mind, your game is already better. Yet it's not. It's probably gotten worse because you sit in your bedroom all night and play games instead of getting outside and playing basketball.
But there again, for these shoot 'em up games,
mm-hmm.
For the age range of 12 to 19, or no, we'll go 17.
Outlaw them. keep them off of them. Play driving games. Improve your driving, kids.
Driving games ain't much better.
Improve the driving before you're shooting.
But what I'm saying, though, is the number of kids that are playing these games at that age is low.
Really?
Yeah. But it's that, they can't track when one person has bought the game and then they let their friend borrow it, and then he lets another guy borrow it and another guy borrow it. It's where you have a bunch of kids who have played these games, but they can't track
All right.
But it's majority of the younger kids are playing the Maddens, mm-hmm. the NBA 2Ks, the MLB games, because most parents are smart. I'm putting a generality. I believe most parents are smart enough to not buy their kids these games. And if they see their child playing these games, they stop it automatically. And
I don't agree with that, Chris. I don't think
you don't agree with a lot I say.
I don't think most, and you said most, I think some are parents enough to stop that, but I don't think it's most. I think it's just some.
There again, I said I believe most.
Yeah. And I think you're wrong.
You always think I'm wrong. That's nothing new here.
If I laugh afterwards, we can move on.
I don't want to move on from this. There are a lot of times. I mean, we can go with the stupidity of people.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah,
It's all around us.
yep.
Do you think people are responsible with their own weapons?
Most, yes.
You think?
Most people that own guns, I believe, they keep their guns away from their children or in a safe.
But isn't that weapon? It's a one time and you're out piece of property. It's not like you get a second chance.
What do you mean?
If you have an accident with your gun, chances are you die. So it's not like you dropped. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else you would have in your home. Well, if you're playing your video game and you dropped your controller on the floor and out goes the batteries, put the batteries back in it, you're back in the game. You're monkeying around with your weapon and it goes off in your house, somebody could die. You know, that's something that you're going to be very careful around anyway. Inherently, it's going to look like you're safe because you're going to be more likely to watch, who handles it, where it's at, those kinds of things versus anything else, your cell phone or whatever you want to.
Okay, and saying all this, should we regulate things for the stupidity? Should we take guns away from law-abiding citizens because we have stupid people out there?
No, you can't. You shouldn't. I guess you can. You shouldn't pass laws because of small percentage of stupidity. No. But here's what I want to say. The fact that we believe together that people are inherently responsible with their weapons, we believe that. Okay, so I was at the grocery store the other day.
Okay.
And I'm standing in line, and two people in front of me, lady, I think, had on loose-fitting shorts. That comes into play here. And with the loose-fitting shorts, she had an open carry holster and pistol on her side. And when I say the shorts were loose-fitting, the weapon was shaking like side to side as she was getting her money out of her purse and she was paying for her groceries. I was sitting there wondering, does she think that's safe? Question mark. Does she think that is safe? Because it's not. What she had going on was so dangerous, it scared me. I thought, one, she's making herself a target. She has a gun right there for anybody to take. Hopefully everybody around me is law-abiding. They're not going to rob anybody. Everybody's good. But I'm hoping at this point. I'm not sure, but I am hoping
that she is more of a target.
Yes.
When it's been proven out by statistics that open carry actually prevents more crime.
Yeah. I guess, but I don't. If someone had jerked her shorts down real quick, her gun's laying on the floor, and she can't walk because her shorts are around her ankles.
Okay, but at
The loose fitting thing is what I wanted to.
but at the same time, though, that's one stupid person out of.
But that's all it takes.
Okay, at the same time, though, being where we're at, how many other people around you do you think had a weapon on them?
A couple, probably.
And just because one person's stupid,
That could entice more stupid, though. Stupid has stupid right in the trailer with them, usually. Stupid has stupid. Smart has smart. Good has good. Is usually how that works. That's what I was saying earlier about putting positive in your mind. Even if it increases your positivity 1%, it's worth it. If it drops you to a lower level, even that 1%, it's not. So this lady could have concealed her weapon in her purse. She had a purse. Could have. I
yes, in
thought
the
it
state
would.
of Tennessee, you can conceal
Yes.
without a license.
I thought that would have, for sure, I would have not had looked at her twice as having a weapon if it had been in her purse or under her clothing. But this was out in the open and very, very loosely
Okay.
on her person.
Here's another situation. Say she was wearing tight-fitted jeans,
Oh, yeah.
and she had it. She had the holster on there, and it wasn't flopping around.
A little different story. Yeah.
But then again, but that's what I'm saying, though.
Little different.
Just because of the loose-fitting shorts to where it
Yes.
was flopping
It
around.
made it a real big deal.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
So the problem wasn't the fact that she was open carrying.
Well,
It
that
was the fact that she did with the shorts.
but it complemented the problem. The fact that she was open
No,
carrying
that's the-
with the loose fitting holster,
that's
they complement
that's
one
the
another.
problem.
Each. If you didn't have the gun, the loose fitting shorts meant nothing.
Correct.
They're still
which,
just loose fitting.
which is why they're a problem in one.
Yes.
They're not one complementing the other. They're both that problem.
No, they help one another out because without one, you don't have the other. Like if she had on some shorts that were tight fitting, and her holster was real tight, then the issue that I saw is not the issue that I saw. It's a total different one. Well, it's neither here nor there, but the issues change because of the shorts, because of the gun is not loose fitting anymore. Should people?
But what I'm saying though is the problem isn't making her a target or any of this. It's the fact that she is more dangerous to innocence.
Society.
I'll say she's more dangerous to innocence with that flopping around gun, which I would agree. And I believe someone should have said something to her, if not a cop or.
Well, she had tattoos.
That don't mean nothing. Tattoos mean nothing.
Chris, I joke.
You're old. Yes, I understand.
I joke.
You don't like tattooed people.
Should people own weapons at all?
Yes.
Why?
Safety.
For?
Themselves, their families, their property.
Which you think is, whoa. Let's back that one up for a second. Property.
Yeah.
Explain.
Okay. Someone comes to your house and starts shooting up your car, or wanting to burn your car down with the Molotov cocktail.
What about steal it?
Steal it.
You're not shooting them?
I mean, me personally, no, because a car's a car.
Would someone else shoot them?
Yeah. There's
Would
plenty.
they have the right?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, you know, the Bible says, and I paraphrase here, if someone steals your car, give them the other one. Give them the keys. Give them the other one, too.
There again, I said I would not because, but I mean,
Do you think, personally, this is for you as well, do you think that if a person is stealing someone's property, whatever that is, that that person has the right to kill that other person for stealing?
personally, for me personally, it depends on what they're trying to steal.
Situational.
Yes.
Okay.
If someone,
They're stealing a $20,000 gold watch from someone's chest of drawers.
no.
$100,000 Zippo lighter from someone's nightstand.
No.
Where does it go?
Someone trying to throw a Molotov cocktail through their business's window.
They need to be killed for that?
From
Like, are the people in the building?
no.
It's just an empty building.
It's an empty building and
Business. It's a business.
it's
I'm
a
guessing.
mom and pop shop.
Okay.
These people.
Sounds like a movie. What movie is it, Chris?
not
Come
a
on,
movie.
it's a movie.
No, it's let's see here. The
Barbershop.
No, let's say it's the.
Remember the movie Barbershop?
I never saw it. The riots of 2019,
Kind of the same thing.
where how many businesses were destroyed because people were so angry.
What were they angry about?
Which time?
Wouldn't we be a lot?
Well, you could say the George Floyd people got angry at that, but there was
But
no
killing-
gun involved there.
But
Let's see here. There was the next one, which was the guy who was trying to take off with a woman's children who he had beaten multiple times, had her kids in her car that he was trying to steal.
was it his children?
No. They were her children.
Those kidnapping.
And then he went in the car to try to grab a knife and was shot and by the police.
Okay, we're not talking about police right yet.
No,
I'm about
no,
individuals.
you asked about the riots, why these riots were happening, and I'm
Okay.
giving you the reason why.
Because of the child abduction?
People don't see it that way. The people that were upset about it was the fact that it was a black man and being shot by the police. Even after story comes out that he had beaten the woman whose car he was stealing multiple times before. That day, I believe he hit her and then tried to take off with her car that had her two kids in the back end. He then tried to grab a knife that was in the car and then was shot. He didn't die. He is now paralyzed below the waist, but he didn't die. People were rioting about that. And then you had people rioting because of the rent house stuff that went on, where somebody tried to grab his gun and he shot them because they were trying to take his gun away from him. He shot another guy because the guy pointed a gun at him. I mean, we can...
I don't know
Those
where
were the
I
riots of
started that.
2019.
Yeah.
You asked the reasons for the riots of 2019, and I was giving you the reasons for them. Where I was getting at was there were plenty of businesses that were burnt down because people were angry. They started these riots. They were going into Target, stealing stuff. They were setting fire to people's cars. They were throwing Molotov cocktails into people's businesses, not just breaking windows, throwing Molotov cocktails into the businesses. And people think that, oh, insurance will just take care of it. No, you have to pay a certain amount down that these people could not afford for the insurance to kick in and for them to do all this stuff. There are insurance does whatever they can to not have to pay you. So you have insurance companies doing everything they can think of to not have to pay these people back. So people are losing their livelihoods, their businesses. So, I mean...
So we got here because of personal property getting stolen. And if it was okay to shoot that person. And where you said, because I mentioned a watch, a Zippo, and you've mentioned a business throwing
people's livelihoods
through. Okay, a business, and you see fit to shoot a person for catching a store on fire.
Okay, here's where I'm coming at from this. Zippo, $100,000 Zippo lighter. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a single thing. People are not making their livelihoods off that Zippo
That
lighter.
could have been their retirement. Maybe. It's all hypothetical.
It's not their livelihood.
But it could have been their
The
retirement.
$20 or $20,000 whatever. It's not their livelihood.
Yeah.
That's not how they're
See,
making.
you liking that word.
That it's not how they put food in their families'
Does
mouths.
that make a difference?
Yes. It's not how they. It's not how they.
Their insurance is going to cover the building when they burn it down. I mean, I don't want it burnt down, but I'll play advocate
just
here.
said, there
Right,
are how
more
many
money.
there are how many businesses that got shut down because they couldn't afford the deductible
Yeah.
or the whatever the amount of money they were going to have to pay for the insurance to actually fix the stuff. They couldn't afford it because every single dollar they had was going back into that business.
I'm with you. I mean, but I'm getting into the point of the gun, not the insurance. That person is you should have the right to shoot that person
what I'm saying
because the insurance won't pay. I mean, I don't.
what I'm
get that.
saying is that business is not just that one person. That business is everybody that works there,
Sure.
taking care of their families, their
Gotcha.
households, their food that go in their mouth, the roof
Yes.
that goes over their head,
Yeah, got every bit of that.
electricity. That's where I'm coming
But
at.
that person should be shot for that.
For trying to take away
Take that out. Yeah.
to take away not
Yes.
just that
All
business.
that you said. Yes.
Yes, I
And
believe,
that person should be shot for that.
yes,
And that's the owner that's doing the shooting.
sure,
And they're going to be vindicated. That should be okay
yes.
in your world. Okay. So your line was mom and pop store,
No livelihood.
they got 6 employees and now none of them's got jobs, can't get food or food stamps or whatever that is. So in your mind, that is worthy of a shooting. Okay. So what if not everybody looks at that like Chris,
Not
and they
everybody does
probably
look at
won't. What if someone says that Zippo is worth shooting someone over?
And I would disagree with them.
That's okay.
Okay.
But once you pull the trigger, done deal. What if that $20,000 watch is worth it? What if you looking at them cross-eyed on the interstate is worth it?
No, now you're going
the,
into Chicago.
But you're on the other side of the gun now. You're the one looking cross-eyed at somebody, and you deserve to be shot now. In their mind.
Okay.
Because in your world,
I can't control anybody else's world.
exactly. When it comes to a gun, though, you can't draw the ammunition in reverse. It's got a one-way run.
Correct.
And when you look, if somebody's list of wrongs are met, then they're going to shoot. And if you cross that, you're going to get shot.
Well, that's where we also have laws that are supposed to be made where the majority of people have a moral boundary that certain things are and are not fair use for a gun.
And we well know most people, you said it yourself earlier, most people are responsible gun owners.
I believe that.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Most are. But it only takes a small percentage to kill a lot of people. Right? And we try as a nation to get it right, if you will. My question is, you mentioned laws, morals was mentioned as well.
I said morals are supposed to be.
Should we have a older age restriction on guns?
Why do older people
I'm glad
not
you
have
asked.
the right to protect themselves?
I'm glad. Do what? Younger people?
Why should older people not have a right to protect themselves?
I mean, younger people.
You said an older
age restriction.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
as when you can.
I thought what you were saying was elderly people.
Old people don't get guns. No,
Yeah.
the opposite of that. But maybe 23, 25.
Well, the only problem with that is then we would have to change the laws on not only alcohol but tobacco and all that other stuff. People were all up in arms here in Tennessee not too long ago because they upped the
Why
age
would you have
on
to change
tobacco.
that? Do you think tobacco is as harmful as a gun? No,
But
it's not.
what I'm saying, though, is a lot of people see it as... I mean, a lot of people have a problem with the fact that you can go into the military at 18, but you can't have a sip of alcohol for another 3 years.
You can. It's just be illegal.
Yes, but legally. People have a problem with that, so upping the age on anything...
You're not supposed to own a handgun until you're 21. Go in the military at 18, shoot one. They can do that. Yeah. I think age restriction possibly to 25 is a good idea.
For just owning it?
Purchasing, yeah.
So we shouldn't allow kids to learn firearm safety before then.
You can learn it, you just can't own it, yeah. You shoot mom and dad's gun with their supervision. Like driving a car, you got to learn to drive a car at some point. You're not going to have a driver's license when you learn to drive, probably. Some do. But yeah, mom or dad shows you how to shoot a gun, respectively, and then when you're 25, you can buy your own.
What about the people who don't do it respectively? Their parents didn't teach them how to shoot.
They're against the law.
No, what I'm saying, what about people that parents...
There's people that the parents don't show them how to drive either.
That are older. That their
That are
parents...
25?
Say they're 25, their parents never taught them to shoot.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Do you think gun owners should be schooled on their weapons?
Yeah.
I do too. I think this is a great idea. I did a little research, and if you're a police officer, you're expected to go to, I will just call it
But there again, how do you...
gun school.
But how do you regulate this?
Certificate, stamp, whatever you want to do.
Who's to say that these people paid attention in it? How do you know these people paid attention in the class and that they don't have a old teacher that is tenured who just sits there? And,
it's possible. It could happen. But I think you're going to get a lot more go through there that are now schooled in how to use a weapon than you're not. I think it makes sense to have people schooled. I think people want to be knowledgeable of their weapons. I do. And I think it needs to be readily available for them. I don't think it's a slap to the, Second Amendment guys at all. I think it's, hey, we ought to embrace this. This would be a great thing for each state to have their thing, and it would get people to be more, they would have more knowledge of their weapon, how to use it, and when to use it. Because I believe there are many people that conceal carry, or maybe that lady with the open carry, that would get into a situation, maybe they don't understand the situation, and just shoot because they think it feels right. And if they had been schooled in such, possibly, they would recognize the situation as, I need to talk before I shoot. Possibly.
Okay, but a lot of people want to skew the numbers that America has the most mass shootings in the world or all this other stuff, and my problem with that is majority of our quote-unquote mass shooting is gang violence. We all the time want to talk we want to talk about the school shooters, like what happened in Nashville about 8 months ago. That school shooter, she from all things I saw, went through the lawful ways of getting her guns. What would have stopped her from getting that gun? She could have still gone to that class.
Possibly nothing. Possibly.
Okay, these people...
Maybe she would have been recognized in a class, though, that this person's not exactly square. Something's not up. Something's up. Maybe there's a director there that's like, yeah, I don't know that she needs to be certified. Maybe.
Okay, but what keeps
just gives you one more opportunity.
Okay, but because she lives in the house with mom and dad, mom and dad shouldn't be allowed to own a gun. Mom
and dad, if they've went through the proper channels, they've done their thing. Yeah, but they need to be responsible as well. When you've got underage people in your home or underschooled people, I guess it really wouldn't matter about the age.
So they should keep it in a gun safe?
It needs to be, you need to handle that like it's very precious materials.
So they need to have it in gun safe.
I don't know that gun safes are...
It's an extra level of protection.
Possibly, maybe just keep your mouth shut about them. How about that?
But if they're, I mean, if you're living in the house, you're going to know that there's a gun there.
You wouldn't know there was a gun in my end table of my room unless you've been in there prowling.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I went searching.
Yeah, so you need to be responsible. You probably need to have conversations in your household about such, you know.
But what I'm getting at is,
what are you
just because someone is mentally, I won't even say mentally handicapped, mentally unstable.
I think we all are, actually, but that's neither here nor there.
But I mean, that's where majority of these mass shootings, or not school shootings, come from, are people that are mentally unwell, and so they don't have another outlet for their angst.
So you think somebody in the inner city, some kid, some 13-year-old kid...
That's gang violence.
Okay, here's my point. He walks up to another kid and shoots him in the head. Do you think he don't have mental problems too? Just because he didn't go shoot a school up, he's got mental issues as well.
He has different problems of the fact...
They're mental issues. There's no way in your right mind that you think it's okay to just walk up to somebody and shoot them in the head. That's not normal. When that becomes okay with you, you've got issues.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how you and I see it, but who's to say somebody else doesn't see it that way?
It's me and you here. Nobody else is listening. It's just me
How
and
do you know nobody else is listening?
I'm hoping. One can be very hopeful.
You're hoping nobody else is listening?
I'm hoping a lot of people are listening. But I'm a realist.
It's me and you. Maybe my significant other.
Hopefully.
She probably doesn't agree with me on everything.
But here's the thing, Chris. And I believe I'm not a anti-gun person. I don't know if you thought I was going to be or not during this deal. I'm not. I think gun ownership is akin to, and I say akin to, not exactly like, car ownership. You can be proud of your car. You can learn the craft of driving. You can handle your car really well. Accidents do happen. You can run into a telephone pole. You can get out and fall down after you...
Okay, but here's...
Yes, but here's the thing. You can own guns. You should own guns. Enjoy them for what they're for. They're for killing. Period. If you want to go out and shoot some animals and eat them, I'm all for that. But there is a line of protection there, and until somebody gets in that corner, they don't know how they're going to react. But with a gun as your protector, there's only a one way. It's just drive. There's no reverse in ammo. It's just going out one time. So to take somebody's life, you've got to be in a situation. One, you're not your regular self because you don't go around killing people every day.
Nope.
You have to be out of your mind somehow, whatever that looks like. Ever what got you to that point, and you think, I have to shoot said intruder, killer, robber, thief. When you get to that point, hopefully we never get to that point, or anybody listening ever gets to that point. When you get to that point, you're not yourself. You're not yourself. Nothing will ever tell me a person is their self when they do that. Because if it becomes regular to you, you've already got a problem.
Well, shooting somebody for protection is not regular.
No. Ought not ever happen.
And so I don't think that it's saying whether or not they're that kind of person or not. It's just they're somebody that's willing to protect their family or, yeah.
Yeah, and their family. And their stuff. Anyway. But here's what we want to say. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
If you would text the word GUNS to 615-330-3644, put that word on there. Give us some ideas. Hey, I'll mention you. I'll mention what you want to talk about on the show. We'll talk about it and have a good time with it. And here's the other thing. Chris always likes to say, please share us on social media.
Yes, please share us.
Put us out there somewhere. Let some new people hear us. You can't be the only ones having fun with this.
Nope.
Share it with your friends.
Friends, family, loved ones that aren't either of those. Wait.
In-laws and outlaws.
That's right.
Share it with all of them.
And we'll try to do this again another time.
We will.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.